You wake up with a tight knot in your chest. The room is quiet. Your mind already lists needs and worries. Maybe you do not have enough money this month. Maybe your body aches. Maybe a child or friend needs care. Maybe your heart feels thin and tired. You try to hold everything together. You think you must hurry and fix things first. You think you must prove you are reliable before you can ask God for help. That is a natural thought. Many people believe that help must come after performance. You may feel ashamed to bring small needs to God. You may think some needs are too simple. Or you may think God is too busy for your everyday questions. These ideas slip in quietly. They sit like shadows at the edge of your calm. They become a misunderstanding about who God is and how He cares. Psalm 42 says, and it speaks simply about feeling thirsty for God when you are worn out. It shows someone who misses God deeply. It shows honest words about sadness and hope. This psalm helps you name how you feel. It says your soul can be thirsty in the morning. It says your heart can long for God like a deer that pants for water. Say that line to yourself and let it land. It tells you that God sees your tiredness. It tells you it is okay to be honest. You do not need perfect faith to come as you are. The psalm makes room for your honest voice. Think about that for a moment. You do not have to hide fear or pride. You do not have to feel small for needing help. God is not an employer who fires you for asking for help. God is a father who waits with open hands. He does not keep score of how tidy your faith looks, and He knows the messy places inside your mind. When you feel misunderstood by others, you can find clarity here. When you feel that you must fix everything first, you can pause. Name the thought. Tell God you notice it. Say aloud, I think I must do it all before I can ask. Then breathe. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let that pattern become visible so you can change it. You may have learned to start the day with a to-do list. That is not wrong. Lists help you function. But if the list becomes your first altar, then worry becomes your guide. You will move from task to task without a true center. Try a small experiment tomorrow morning. Before you reach for your phone, place one hand over your heart. Breathe in slowly. Whisper a short, true sentence. I am known. Say it again. Feel the truth like a warm blanket. This is not magic. It is a simple habit to reorient your day. It is like turning a small compass toward home. When you begin in this simple, honest way, the day shifts. You may still face hard things. The need for bread, for comfort, for clarity does not disappear. But when you turn first to the Father, you bring those needs into a safe space. You learn a different rhythm. You learn to ask early, not only after a crisis. That rhythm keeps you from frantic fixing. It teaches your heart to rely on the one who meets you. You might wonder if this will change things outwardly. It may not fix everything immediately, but it changes you inwardly. It gives you steadier hands. It softens the sharp edges of fear. It lets you step into the day with a friend at your side. For now, you are allowed to be tired and needy. For now, you can speak plainly. That is the best place to begin. There is growth in difficulty. You have learned things the hard way. Maybe you remember nights of worry that felt endless. Maybe you recall the mornings after a long season when hope seemed to return slowly. Growth is not neat. It looks like slow footsteps. It looks like small choices that add up. You choose to bring one worry to God, then another. You begin to see the pattern of care. You notice that enough bread often appears for today. You notice unexpected kindness from a neighbor. You notice words that come at the right time. These moments are like small lights along a dark road. They do not erase the night, but they guide your steps. Psalm 46 says, and it speaks of God as a safe place when the world shakes. It reminds you that even when mountains tremble and waters roar, God is close. And this psalm helps you trust that God is with you in the middle of storms. It uses images like a strong city that cannot be moved. Think about a tall tree in a windstorm. The branches bend. The tree holds fast. Its roots are deep. That is the picture of God's presence. He does not promise to keep you from every wind, but He promises to stand with you through the winds. Growth often comes through that steady presence. When trouble comes, you learn to name truth quietly. You might say, God is with me now. Help me see your hand. Those small prayers are like training weights for your faith. At first, they feel heavy. Over time, they build strength. You begin to notice that worry no longer drives every decision. You respond with prayer before panic. That change comes from practice, not from one big moment. But this does not mean you will not feel fear. Fear may visit your mornings, but fear will no longer speak for you. You will have a voice that is practiced in calm. You will learn to take 2 breaths before reacting. You will learn to place your need before God and trust that He listens. You will also learn patience. Growth through difficulty teaches you to wait without despair. It teaches you that God's timing may be slower than your timeline, but His care arrives in ways you did not expect. It can be a small check, a healed relationship, a new idea. Sometimes it is a changed heart. These are the ways God supplies needs. They are not always dramatic. They are often needy and kind. Be gentle with yourself in these seasons. Small steps matter. A short prayer in the morning matters. A breath toward God when worry rises matters. Each act of turning to God is like a seed. It will grow in time. You do not need to force fast results. You just need to keep turning. Hold this simple truth. Difficulty is not the opposite of God's care. It can be the place where His care becomes clear. You are not left alone in the trouble. You have a Father who is close. He walks with you through the hard places. Now we move toward a clear and simple truth. It can help you every morning. It is easy to say, but takes practice. The truth is this: God provides for real needs. He knows what you need, and He cares about what matters to your heart. This is not a promise of everything you want. It is a promise of what you truly need to live and serve. Think of a shepherd who watches his flock. The shepherd knows each sheep. He brings them to green grass and quiet water, and he does not ignore their small needs. He provides daily. Psalm 23 says, and it paints a picture of God as a shepherd who cares for every detail. It talks about green pastures and still waters. It says the shepherd guides and restores the soul. That image tells us God is not distant. He walks close. He leads you step by step. When you use the shepherd picture, you can picture God walking beside you this morning. He knows where the grass is fresh. He sees where the ground is unsafe. He is already making ways for you to have what you need. Perseverance is part of living in this truth. Perseverance means you keep coming, even when answers seem slow. It is not stubbornness. It is trust shaped by truth. You come like a child who knows their parent loves them. The child asks for help, not to boss the parent, but because help is welcomed. Yet that is how your prayers can become simple and steady. Practical ways to persevere are small and gentle. Start your morning with one short line. Lord, I trust you for today. Then go on with your day. Every time worry tries to push you away, repeat that line. Keep it like a soft song in your pocket. It will steady your steps. Keep a small notebook where you write one thing God provides each day. It could be a restful moment, a kind word, or a solution you did not expect. Over weeks, you will see evidence of His care. Remember, God's supply is not always dramatic. It is often quiet and regular. He gives strength for tasks and patience for people. He gives courage for hard conversations. He gives rest for a tired body. When you persevere in prayer, you practice receiving these gifts. You also help your heart to remember. The memory is a helpful friend to the soul. When you look back at small answered prayers, you build trust for future needs. Jesus taught a simple way to pray and live. He pointed people toward a Father who listens. He taught that asking is part of being a child. This does not mean demands will always be met in the way you expect, but it does mean you can come without fear. You can come with honest need. You can keep coming. That is the heart of perseverance. There is a gentle warning to hear now. It is not a shout. It is a kind nudge from a loving friend. You can chase many things that look like help. You may run after money, status, or busyness, thinking they will protect you. You may try to control every outcome. You may look to yourself first, then turn to God if everything fails. These paths can feel safer. They feel like you are taking action. But often, they pull your focus away from the true source of help. Psalm 51 says, and it speaks to the need to turn back when you realize you have wandered. It talks about an honest heart, wanting to be made clean, and a renewed spirit. This psalm is gentle but clear. It says that when you notice you are off course, the best step is to come back to God. That is the kind of warning you need. It is not meant to shame you. It is meant to guide you home. When you chase the wrong things, your soul grows tired. You might have more possessions, but less peace. You might gain control, but lose connection. These are subtle changes. They do not happen overnight. They come like slow water wearing down stone. The warning asks you to check the direction of your life. Ask, am I running toward God or away from Him? Am I turning first to my Father or to my own strategies? Shifting focus toward Jesus is the most healing step you can take. Think of Jesus as a gentle guide who meets you where you are. He does not demand perfect plans. He invites your honest heart. This morning, try a small act of turning. Pause and choose one small need. Speak it aloud. Then add the simple phrase, lead me closer to you. Let that become your morning rhythm. You do not need a long prayer to make this real. A short sentence can change the course of your day. Jesus also invites you to rest in His presence. Rest is not laziness. It is trusting that the Father provides when you are willing to receive. It is like sitting at a table where bread is already set. You do not have to bake the loaf first. Simply come. Receiving is part of faith. This gentle correction, offered in love, helps you keep your heart fixed on the right place. It helps you avoid the trap of practical but empty busyness. It helps you return quickly when you notice you have wandered. Hard seasons shape a person. They also can distill what is most important. In those seasons, you may feel pressure, like heat around a piece of metal. The heat does not destroy the metal. It refines it, bringing out strength and purity. Your struggles can do something similar in your soul. They can remove things you depended on and reveal what you truly need. Psalm 66 says, and it talks about being tested and refined like silver. It says, God made us go through hard places to strengthen and teach. This image helps you see pain with a different lens. It does not make pain good in itself. Pain is still painful, but the refining idea gives it meaning. It says suffering can reduce the weight of false trust. It can sharpen your faith. Think of refining like pruning a garden. The gardener does not cut for fun. She prunes to help the plant grow stronger. After pruning, a plant often blossoms more fully. So it can be with your life. When things are cut away, more light can reach tender places. You do not always see the end result while you are in the pruning. You may only see it later when new growth appears. During refining, God is close. He does not test you like a stranger. He is like a loving craftsman who shapes what he wants to use. He watches closely. He knows how much heat a heart can bear. He does not leave you alone. He provides comfort, tools, and friends. Sometimes the tool is a quiet promise or a helping hand, as sometimes it is a moment of clarity. You may also find that your compassion grows. The pain you went through makes you kinder to others who suffer. Hold on to hope in these times. Hope is not wishful thinking. It is a confident expectation based on God's goodness. It says, even if the process is long, God's purpose is faithful. Hope lets you keep walking when you do not see the end. It keeps your eyes forward. As you go through refinement, keep a simple habit. Each morning, name one small thing you are weary about. Give it to God. Then write one small thing you hope for. Putting both down helps you balance honesty with hope. Over time, you will see patterns of growth. Now let us settle into a quiet space of promise and comfort. Morning is a good time to remember the steady things. The heart needs promises. It needs a safe conclusion to the struggle. The Father has given many assurances in Scripture and in daily life. These promises are like an umbrella on a rainy morning. They do not stop the rain, but they keep you dry. Psalm 121 says, "And it speaks of help coming from the Lord who watches over you." It pictures eyes that never sleep, guarding and guiding. This psalm is like a warm blanket for anxious mornings. It reminds you that help comes from the one who made the heavens and the earth. He is greater than any worry you face. He is awake to your needs. You do not have to carry the day alone. You can hand over the weight you tried to lift by yourself. This is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. When you turn first to the Father, you are choosing the best hands for your needs. You allow provision to flow through Him, yet you let His love shape your choices and your steps. Now we move gently into prayer. You can keep listening as you speak. Say this with a soft voice or in the quiet of your mind. Father, you know my cares this morning. You know the small and big needs that crowd my thoughts. I come to you as I am. I do not bring polished faith today. I bring honesty, ask, and a small hope. Thank you for hearing me, even when my words are short. You are near, and that nearness is everything. Jesus, help me to turn to you first before I make plans. Teach me to bring needs to you as my first step. Remind me in small moments to breathe and remember your presence. When I feel a rush to fix things alone, stop me gently. Guide me back to your hands. Strengthen my trust with small truths I can remember throughout the day. Holy Spirit, give me eyes to see the daily ways you provide. Help me notice gentle answers and small mercies. Quiet my heart when fear rises. Fill me with your peace that steadies my steps. Let that peace be the steady rhythm of my morning and my work. Father, I ask for provision for today, for food and strength, for wise steps and patient words, for the people I love. Give courage and rest, for the decisions I face. Give clarity, for the burdens I carry. Show me one next right thing. I trust you to supply what I truly need. Thank you that you refine with purpose, and that you never leave me alone in the fire. Thank you that your eyes are on me, and your help comes from above. Keep me humble and hopeful. Use my hardships to make me more compassionate. Use my comfort to make me more generous. As I leave this quiet, let me carry a soft song. I am known. I am provided for. I am loved. Help me live from that truth today. Give me courage to ask for help. Give me grace to wait without worry. Let your presence be my first